So we've talked about money. We've talked about feeling good about yourself. This is the part of this dentisting game. I think many of you guys know I wanted to play in the NBA. That didn't work out. When you grow to 5'9" and you're quite slow, you are not going to play for the 76ers. So my second dream, bringing dentists together to learn more about what dental basketball is, your mind, your words, your hand skills, putting it all together. I'm ready for our next guest whenever you guys are ready. And anyone has any questions, you can pop it into the chat here. Our team will be glad to answer. Awesome. So we have David here from Bash. So David, share with us, what do you do to make dentists' lives better?
Well, thank you, Dr. Nacho. Yeah, so we understand that dentists have two roles, one being a dentist and two being the CEO of their practice. And we also know that dentists tend to be DIY. They want to take control and do things on their own. But what we really emphasize is you don't know what you don't know. And a lot of dentists don't know necessarily the proper way to manage their money with the practice, personally, professionally. We step in and we diagnose their situation and build financial treatment plans for the dentists that we work with.
I like that financial treatment plan because that resonates with dentists. In working with dentists, David, I mean, it's kind of totally nacho nuts that dentists can go from $600,000 in debt, making $0, to making over $200,000 in sometimes just a few short years. But that really is hard to process as a person because I used to have no money. Now I have some money, but I have to pay debt. Where do you see this and how do you make things better? Like you're sitting down with an associate dentist, maybe they want to buy a practice, maybe they want to start putting money away. What are some of the things that go into this financial treatment planning discussion?
Yeah, I mean, I can give you a quick story. Recently we worked with a dentist, recently as within the last couple of years, but we worked with a dentist who at the time was 35 years old. And we always ask, what do you consider your knowledge on my world, the investment planning world, the financial planning world? What is your knowledge on a scale from 1 to 10? She said a 1. And so we analyzed her cash flow, wanted to know what was going on in her world. I mean, she was trying to do the right things. She was investing in IRAs, but her IRAs were invested in CDs, not earning much return. She had a long-term goal of buying a practice, and she didn't know how to get there. So what we did is we diversified her portfolio. She had access to a 401k plan that she wasn't utilizing. We educated her on lowering her taxable income and then diversifying the portfolio, putting a plan together for her to save some money to eventually buy a practice.
Awesome.
And then we leveraged our resources that we have with contracts, attorneys, and things like that to help her get to the point where she could eventually buy a practice.
And I think that story is great. Also, I use nutrition a lot as an example of things that have changed over my lifetime, right? Only eat carbs, never eat carbs, eat good fat, eat good fats, smash an avocado in your face. Don't eat an avocado, never have gluten, always have dairy. So it's confusing and we eat food all the time. And I think for dentists, one of the things I share is, and I didn't learn this until I started doing my podcast with Rob Montgomery, you don't want to pay off all your loan debt and have no actual liquid assets, or the bank won't think you're a good risk for a loan. And this has happened to dentists where they've lived in their parents' basement, paid off their loans, wanted to buy a practice, but didn't have the 10% in non-retirement assets. So just little tips like this are so awesome. So you can text BASH to 215-543-645 or to learn more about our awesome key resource and sponsor. How can people reach out to you directly, David?
The best way to reach me would be either my email or my cell phone. My email is David. It's Dieal at Bass Capital. Dieal is spelled DIEAL, and cell phone is 609-405-0947.
Awesome. Thanks so much for being on. Hang around if you can. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
So we talked about talking to patients about money, talked about getting great reviews, feeling better online, talked about money for ourselves. This is what these shows are about. Fast, fun ways to learn about the toppings in our Dental Nachos world.